टी-शर्ट पहने हुए थर्ड फ्लोर सेमिनार हॉल में सुबह 4 बजे घूम रहा था और उसके कंधे पर सीसीटीवी कैमरा में ब्लूटूथ ईयरफोन्स दिखते हैं। घिनौनी बात तो यह है कि प्रिंसिपल ने विक्टिम पर दोष डालने की कोशिश करी। उन्होंने कहा कि किसी भी लड़की का सेमिनार हॉल में देर रात अकेले जाना बहुत ही
He confessed to the crime, but clearly even officials say that there was not a sense or not a morsel of remorse or regret that he showed. Now, fresh medical tests have also been conducted on Sanjay Roy, and it shows scratch marks on him, essentially meaning that when he committed the crime, there was a fight back.
It's a hospital. There are probably junior doctors, resident doctors that had seen. Or perhaps she had fractures to her bones, which again should not be considered suddenly less severe. Like, what are we arguing here? That the crime was a tiny bit not as bad as we think it is? It's still one of the worst crimes we've recently talked about. What do you mean? Then he's hired by the hospital just takes him in, nobody does a single background check, nothing. I mean, this could have been averted. The mother-in-law states, had he been arrested for beating my daughter, or lost his job for beating my daughter, or faced any sort of action for beating my daughter, he might not have been involved in this. He might not have killed her. Whether you believe he's the one that killed or not, it's just another situation of like, really? We're doing nothing to protect anybody?
Seth? What are you doing here?
Well, at first, I thought you were just busy and that's why you weren't responding to my calls. But the moment you didn't respond to my cat memes, I knew something was up. And judging by your expression, I'm guessing I was right. Hey, Prisha, what's wrong? Did someone hurt you?
No, but someone else was. An Indian woman doctor was murdered in her own workplace, her own safe space of work. What does that say about our society, where women can't even work peacefully without getting harassed, mistreated, or feeling constantly in danger? I'm truly frightened that one day I might be...
Hey. Look at me. You're right. These things happen so unexpectedly. And I'm just as frightened as you are. Especially when it comes to worrying about my sisters, my friends, my family. I know it's harder for women. But you know what? I also know you're just as strong, independent, and brave to never let that happen to you without a fight. And I promise, we'll fight it with you every step of the way. Don't you ever quit on your justice. Get your justice until they quit.
Thank you for being my safe space.
Thank you, and the others, for being my everything.
Sorry, I haven't eaten all day because of, you know.
Well then, it's a good thing I brought this. So,
Look-wise, it's the ugliest pizza I've ever seen. Taste-wise, perfecto.
I'll take it as a win.
As much as I appreciate the food and therapy sesh, I still can't get the thought of it out of my head.
So, write it.
Write it?
Write how you feel about it. Write everything down. Think of it as a message to yourself. And maybe to her. Hey, you got this.
Sometimes, it's often the women who are told to be careful, or to be safe, or to be aware of their surroundings. I just wish some men were told to keep their distance, be caring, and be aware that they're not in charge of our future and lives. They've taken a life, but they have given us something even more valuable to remember. This is a message of wanting respect, fairness, and most importantly, justice.